Well, good Saturday morning, friends. Mark Holmes here, and as always, I appreciate each and every one of you guys. We're here. It's Saturday, and we're over here on Elkton Street where we're doing a little bit of work. Not going to put a whole lot in today. It's really cold outside today. It's about 20 degrees, although the wind's finally died down, so it's not quite as bad as it had been. But what we're actually trying to do is get ready for the drywall that's coming on Monday. And so we've came in, put the heat on to warm the place up a bit, got rid of some of the stuff that we had that was extra, took it back to Home Depot to get credit for that, and moved it around so that way we have more space to work with and cleaning it up, because you need a nice clean dry spot to work with. And I've got about 110 sheets of drywall coming in, and so I need a place to put it. So yesterday we ended up strengthening the floor. We feel great about this floor right now. And I'm going to get back working on some of the rough end plumbing, because once I can pressure test the supply lines and all that, then we can go ahead and close up the floor, finish framing up the wall over here, and we can be done with the sawhorse and the 2x4s and things. So we can get that out of here, so that way we can put some more of the drywall in here out of our way. So that's what we're going to be working on. The good news is the weather is going to turn a little bit warmer after tomorrow. Come Monday, it'll be about 35, and then Tuesday, it'll be 50. So that'll give me a chance to be able to get back outside here, take off the siding, try and salvage what we can, and get this outside wall re-sheathed up and put these windows in so we can get these out of here too. Because that's another thing that's kind of in our way right now, are these windows. So that's the goal. If we do that, I'm going to probably go home for a few days next week, because I've actually bought all of the plywood for the cabinets. So I need to take that stuff home as well. But I'm going to get them to pre-cut those. It'll make it easier for me in my workshop. If I have them rip them 24 inches wide, it's just easy to go ahead and cut them down, because you're going to end up using 11 1/4 and 23 1/4. But it's just easier to work with, not having the full sheet, because my workshop is a little on the smaller side. But it has definitely come a long ways. The hope would be so I'll probably be here till about midweek before I head back home. And the air conditioning unit, it should be delivered by then. I can get measurements from my brother who does HVAC to do the duct work and stuff, because he'll actually fabricate what he needs to tie into the unit. And when we come back, he'll be working on getting the duct work in here, because we need the duct work up in the ceiling, so that way we can close this up and insulate it. But we will have the insulation, and I can pick up my drywall lifts, so that way I could actually start, like, say, in that back room there, putting drywall up on the ceiling and doing the walls and things. Same thing with the living room here, because the ductwork will be from below. So all these things will kind of go together in tasks. So now it's trying to coordinate it so it's as little pain as possible, so to speak. Now, you might think that I work for DeWalt Tools, but I don't. I really wish DeWalt would actually, I wouldn't mind being sponsored by them. But I do use a lot of DeWalt Tools. And I'm going to say the attachments that I got for the PEX crimper and for the cutter have been fantastic. It's definitely saving me a lot of time, and it's a lot better than doing the manual one. Because this is how I used to do, are the manual ones, where I guess it would be good as far as working out, because you're using, your chest muscles and things. But this thing is really nice, because this rotates and you can get into different places. And unlike using the compressing arm, you've got to have the length of the arm, the handles, to be able to push on it. And sometimes it's hard to get in spaces. So if I was trying to use my regular crimp handle one, it would be difficult to get this seam right here. But the nice thing about this is, look at this. Here's the thing that's great about this is I can turn it like that, boom. Now I don't get the physical workout like I do with the old one. But this will turn completely 90 degrees in any which direction. The only workout I get is my trigger finger, but I'm okay with that. But I'm going through here now, and this is going to connect to the water line that comes into the house, and it's coming up. And so now This is feeding, this cold line right here is going through, and it's dropping right here to feed the sink, the bathtub, and the outside spigot we're going to put into it, and the toilet. So that loop will come up and out the wall, and it'll be able to drop into the hot water heater. For now, we're just going to put a bridge in there, so that way we can test the whole system. So we'll go up, we'll come out, we'll come back through, and then we'll hit the hot water side and be able to energize that. And then I'll have to go under the house and tie in this to the kitchen line, which comes down, and it's right down there. And then I'm going to need to run one more line, and I'll probably come up here a little higher and run it through here for the ice maker. So we'll have the ice maker for the fridge everywhere until it gets to here. It'll be inside of the building, so that way we don't have to worry about it freezing. So we're coming along pretty good here. Right now I've got Mike. He's gone to the dump to get rid of more of the trash and the debris. You'd be amazed at how many trips we've taken. I can't even tell you how many trips we've taken to the dump going through here. But now that we've got this floor feels good and tight right now. I'll probably take the doors. I may go ahead and put the side door in on Monday or Tuesday when the weather warms up. The front door will probably wait before we put it in because it's all glass, and to make sure we don't have anything happen to it. And I'm really wanting to get in some of the windows in place as well, so that way we can bring the drywall right up to it. So get back to working on getting these supplies put in here, and we're going to call it a day early. But right now, it may be a short day right now, but we're actually getting a lot done. Okay, so what we're trying to do, at least right now, is we're trying to make this all a closed system to test it, okay? We've got stops in all of the ends. I do need to put a ring on, a clamp on those, because I just put those in there. I didn't have my clamping ring when I ran that pipe under the house. But we've got our supply coming in, and it's teeing off to go ahead and feed everything. The only thing that's not fed into all this right now will be the ice maker and the cold water for the sink and the hot water. I'll have to do those from below. But once it comes out here, the hot water will be right here with a shutoff, and we'll have our expansion tank that'll go up here. You have to have that by code. Didn't have one originally. Then the hot water coming out of the hot water heater now is feeding. This one will go to the kitchen, and I've got to put this one in here, and this will feed everything to the bathroom. So once I do that, then everything up here is done. The only thing then I've got to do is now get the cold water over here into this wall. So we're going to have the cold water shut off right there for the ice maker. We'll bring that in here, and like I said, we'll drop it down here. All of that will be insulated in between the floors, so it'll be real good. Man, I tell you what, this is actually going a lot faster than I thought it would today. I've gotten everything up here hooked up for all of our supplies and things, including I've got here run for the ice maker. I've actually got a box that's there. This is the ice maker box behind the insulation right here. Just need to screw that to the stud and put another stud up with it just to brace it, and that way that's locked in place. So now I've got to go under the house where it's really kind of cold and put all this stuff together, but I want to do this so that way I can put pressure on it and leave it here for the weekend, and we'll see that it holds. I just got to remember, I got to get up underneath there and put the cutoffs, put the caps on that with the ring, because those I know I didn't put on there because I just put the caps on it while I was pushing through. But this definitely, I think this looks pretty good in here. All right, so this is my last fitting up underneath here. This goes to the ice maker, and what you'll notice is I have this stuff up here, so we'll put the insulation all around it. And over here is where my water line comes into the place, and this is my main. I need to put a 2x4 up in here blocking to support it, as well as up in here to hold them up in place. But I'll be okay to go ahead and get these put on and do a pressure test to make sure that we're good to go. And I think we'll be good to go. I really do. But then again, here's what always happens. Doesn't matter if I do 5 or 500. There's always one spot that leaks just a little bit. Just can't avoid it. Okay, so all we've got left to do here now is test to see if we can hold pressure. So I've got my compressor here, and I've got a gauge. Mike, if you can look over here at the gauge for me. It's over there at the washing machine box. I'm going to go ahead and put some air in here, and we'll find out if there's a spot that's leaking. Now, you could go ahead and do this by turning on the water, but then if you got a leak, you could have water spraying all over the place. And if you were soldering pipes, then that would be even more of a problem, because now you've got wet pipes. Sorry, that's not boogers. That's actually dust that's on my nose. All right, so here we go. We're going to do a little test here. Now, keep in mind, I always tell you that I always miss one. Okay, hold this for me, Mike. Right
now
there.
I went to 140.
Hold on. Uh-oh, I hear air.
Now it's at 160.
Hold on. There's the one. I always miss one. So let me get the crimper for that one. Hopefully that's the only thing that we missed. I tell you, it doesn't matter how many of these things I do, there's always one. Where's the crimper? There's the cutter. Where's the crimper? Okay, so you always want to do a pressure test, because you'd hate to find out after you've closed up the walls that you've missed one. I love this thing. Look at this. Okay, let's try it again. Moving. What? What's that to? What's the number? Okay. What's it on?
Or is it between 80 and 90?
Okay, is it holding it? Is it moving?
No.
Okay, all right. So it's filled with.
No. That was the problem.
What?
It wasn't reading because the little thing wasn't turned.
Okay. All right. So we've got
Wasn't turned on.
85 pounds of pressure on it right now. So
85.
okay, 85 pounds of pressure on it right now, which is throughout the whole system. So let me go over here and show you guys. So we'll.
That's why you heard it the first time, because you turned the wrong valve.
Oh, okay. All right. So. Oh no, actually, yeah, we're about 85 pounds of pressure on there. So we'll see if that holds. And if that holds, then we're good to go. So that's what you want to have. We want to pressure test this whole system to make sure we're good to go. And when I come back on Monday, there's a couple places where I need to put some blocking in here, but I'll be able to close up the floor, finish insulating over here. Like I said, I want to make sure that we're good. But we'll finish insulating this part of the floor right here, and I've got to put a little bit more plastic right here on this side of the pipes and do the final connection for the kitchen waistline, which is easy. I've got it'll be 3 elbows to make that connection. I'll be able to put down the plywood, cut my hole here for the toilet stack, and I'll be able to take this all off, and I'll be able to close here and finish that wall, and hopefully we'll have the shower device so we can put that in here. Man, this has been a great week. So as we go through and look back, you know, we got all of this plumbing put in here, and it's hooked up, it's pressurized. We'll double check and make sure that it's good. It'll be able to sit here for a couple of days. or until Monday on there. The weather's going to hopefully change. It's actually a little colder today, although it's not as bad right now. The heat that we're putting in here is definitely keeping it a little bit warmer than it had been. Come Monday, we'll have the drywall. We'll be able to bring that inside. Some other things that I have to do because we've got old and new. You can see where we've got the new 2x4s and how much smaller they are. I'll bring my table saw over here and we'll be able to cut strips to make sure this is even. But we've got to make sure we go through and that we get all of these studs out of here. And I'm going to go back through here and I'm going to cut a new piece to go around these. And I think another thing I'm going to do on these balloon studs to make life a little bit easier is I'm going to put a 2x4 across the bottom in between each of these, so that way when we put our base molding and stuff on there, we have that and it'll make it better so the drywall won't get kicked in. So a couple little extra things we're going to do to make sure there won't be problems down the road. We still have to do one other thing in here. We didn't get enough of the floor joists. We need 3 more because right here is another spot where the floor is low. So we'll put the 3 of those in here and jack it up. In fact, you can see how it really just comes off like on a ramp here. This has probably got to come up about 1.5 inches on those floor joists from those balloon studs. No biggie. It won't be that difficult to do that. And I will need to, like I've done in here, cut open this part of the floor so we can end up putting, double checking and make sure that all the floor joists are good. If we need to, we may need to add some new ones. And we'll also need to check our sill plate and make sure that that's okay. And we'll be able to take off the sheathing and put new sheathing on here to make sure it's done. I'm hoping that it's going to warm up enough that we can go through, because you can see how bad the sheathing is here from where we had issues, but because of the weather, we haven't been able to get back there. We've had snow here for 2 weeks on the ground, and it was sleet, so it's just straight ice out there. So that's another one of those things that we want to be able to do, but possibly, well, depending on if I go home or not. I do need to go home because I need to get my drywall lift. But by next Monday, the following Monday, we're going to be hanging drywall. And the air conditioning unit, heating air conditioning unit, will be in probably in the middle of next week. And so that'll be going in here. As always, I appreciate you guys. We're going to pack up and we're going to go and relax. Tomorrow's Super Bowl Sunday. And we're going to go ahead and enjoy the Super Bowl and try and stay warm. Peace.